What's good, guys? It's Sam here, and I wanted to talk about a couple things. Tesla and Elon's tweet from the other day, as well as cannibalization, and how that is a good thing. But before I do that, make sure you press that subscribe button. I'm documenting my journey of getting to $100 a day online and posting videos daily about things that I find interesting. So also press that little bell notification that tells you every time I post a new video. Now with that being said, let's get into it. So the other day, today is the 10th of January 2019, so I believe it was yesterday the 9th or the 8th, Elon Musk tweeted that they, meaning Tesla, will no longer be producing the 75 kilowatt models for the S and the X as of Sunday. So if you wanted to order one, make sure you do that before Sunday evening or something, I believe that was. Or maybe it's midnight on Sunday. Now, want to know why Tesla might be doing that. So I was thinking about that, and some of the implications, right? And say that 10 times. Implications. That's the wrong word, Sam. Implications of that. And that means that the base or the lowest price Model S and X start at around 90 grand. Like, that's kind of substantial for a lot of people, which is awesome. I think that's fucking amazing. We're going to touch on the cannibalization of the Model S and X in a moment. But before we do that, why do you think Tesla might be doing that? So I was thinking about that. And when you look at it, the Model 3 uses a battery cell called the 2170, and it just references the height and the width or circumference or something of the battery cell. That was a more optimal sized cell than the 18650, which they use in the Model S and the Model X. So the battery pack specifically in the S and X is designed for the 18650. And in the Model 3, it is designed for the 2170. 18650 it's just 18 millimeters wide and 650 tall or something along those lines. Just Google it and you'll be able to see the answer. But it's referenced to the height and the width of the battery cell. According to Tesla, this 2170, in terms of energy density, leads the market in the world in terms of energy density. So I would guess that Tesla might be thinking about coming out with a new battery pack for the Model S and the Model S using the 2170 battery cell. So what that gives them the option of doing is you could reduce the weight of the vehicle, which would help with the acceleration. It would help with the braking, and it would help with the handling. A vehicle that weighs less brakes faster, handles better, and accelerates quicker. Like, the reduction of weight is a good thing in vehicles. And you may think that it is safer to drive a heavier vehicle, and then you can go look at some of the crashes of large vehicles that weigh a fuckload but are not safe at all. Look into that. So, why would Tesla want to do this? For those three reasons. However, I think that has a above zero probability of happening, but I don't think it is that high. I think it's probably in the 0 to 10, 0 to 15% chance or probability of happening. For those reasons I mentioned, what I think has a much higher probability of happening is increasing the range of the Model S and the Model X. So when you have a large increase in something like in the energy density from the 18650 to the 2170 battery cells, if it was say a 20, 30, 40% or 50% increase in terms of the energy density, they said that they have the best energy density in terms of battery cells, through the reduction of cobalt and some other factors. You can check that out on their website. But that gives you the option, right? If you have a better energy density, not only you're better than the rest of the market, but then if you want to increase the range of the Model S and X, you can do that, and you can reduce the weight at the same time. So increasing the range and the amount of power essentially that you can get out of the Model S and X is a good thing. Because I think that has a much higher priority for Tesla at this moment, but also you can reduce the weight. So if you had, say, just for easy math or something, if you had a 20% or 50% increase in the energy density relative to the 18650 battery cell, which they have Panasonic making or they're using from Panasonic, say if it's 30%, you could have 27% of those cells going 27% of the energy density going towards the increase towards the range, and the 3% going towards the weight reduction. So you could have a smaller battery that actually goes further and weighs less. This is all possible through the increase in energy density. I think that is possible. I also believe that there's a larger than 0% probability that there's going to be a exterior design, a redesign for the Model S and probably the X. The Model S came out in 2012 and it hasn't had any major redesigns other than that front bumper and a couple other minor things, although they are always updating it. I think a decent sized update is probably in the wings, and I could see Elon Musk doing something along the lines of Steve Jobs, let me show you one more thing, and that's where he would pull out the iPhone for Steve Jobs. But having Elon do this, say, I believe we are going to see the Model Y later this year, probably within the next couple months. And when he does the Model Y, I would speculate to say that at the end of that, that we would see a redesigned Model S and or X. But at the minimum, I think that either the battery pack redesign will be at that point, if not before, in terms of switching from the 18650 to the 2170, or 18650 to 2170. If I remember back when they wrote the deal with Panasonic, there were terms in there for an extended period of time. So more than likely there was a purchase agreement to purchase so many of the 18650s to make it worthwhile for Panasonic to do that. So it has been, if you think, whenever it was that they started with the Gigafactory several years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago at this point, it is probably getting to that point where they can get out of that purchase agreement and switch over to the 2170 without having any adverse effects from a contracting or legal standpoint by stepping away from that with Panasonic. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Also, on the way down to the comment section, there's a little thumbs up. You just press that shit. Now to talk about the cannibalization and why that is a good thing. Cannibalization, according to the standard definition, is the reduction in sales of one product from the introduction of another product. And you may wonder why that would be a good thing, because anytime you hear about it in the news or on YouTube or some other outlet, they tend to insinuate that cannibalization is a bad thing. And I would like you to potentially think about that in a different way. If you go through and actually look at the math on that, it is actually a great thing. So let me run through a quick example. I did not run the numbers here for you to show you, but I'm sure you can Google that, or if you know how to use a spreadsheet, you can do this yourself. But I'm going to walk you through an example, and this is exactly what Tesla is doing. I think it is great. I think cannibalization is a great thing once you actually understand it and what it is. Cannibalization is essentially market segmentation, and you can get people to pay higher prices. So if you think about this, right, we will use yogurt. So here in the United States, if you go to Walmart, there's probably a 20 to 30 foot long section, 5 feet tall, of probably 150 different types of yogurt. So pick Dannon or whatever brand of yogurt that you like, right? And we're just going to assume strawberry and blueberry are the only flavors of yogurt, right? Now, you're going to capture a certain amount of the market with strawberry yogurt and blueberry yogurt. Now, if you were to come out with a vanilla flavored yogurt, right? Maybe I don't like strawberry, maybe I don't like blueberry. So with vanilla, I like vanilla. So maybe I would switch to, maybe I would actually just purchase vanilla, right? Because I don't care for fruit flavored yogurt, possibly, right? So the amount of people who would purchase vanilla versus the reduction in sales from the other thing is like 20 to 1. Like the amount of benefit from it is greater than if you look at, say, like, think of it as like the price elasticity in economics, right? It's not like a 1 for 1, right? If you lose $1 in sales for the Model S, you get $1 in sales for the Model 3. It's not at all like that. It's more like you lose $1 in sales from the Model S and X, and you gain $20 in the Model 3, right? Like there's a tremendous amount on that. So in this example, right, you have blueberry and you have strawberry yogurt, and then you decide to add vanilla. So yes, you may have some people who would prefer vanilla over strawberry. So say 5%, right? And if you look at the data for last year, Tesla sold around 250,000 vehicles. That's tremendous over the year over year from 2017 to 2018. And you might have a small percentage of people who do not want blueberry and they would prefer vanilla, or maybe they just want to try something new. But there's a larger portion of that, in this example, 90%, who just don't want a fruit-flavored fucking yogurt or whatever the case is, and they will only buy vanilla. So you lose 10%, 5 on each of the other categories, but you gain a shitload of market share through the greater segmentation of that. Why do you think there's so much fucking customization in literally everything here in the United States? Because of that. You can charge a fucking higher price. There's value in cannibalization. Once you understand that and you watch or you read or you hear about these people talking about cannibalization and how it's negatively affecting sales and blah, 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 you understand that these pundits or talking heads or anybody, like, they just don't know. And I'm not talking shit about them. They just don't know. They just don't think about these things, right? They haven't actually looked at the data to know that it's actually a good thing to cannibalize your own sales. Like, that's a good thing to do. If this doesn't sell you on that, then maybe you should do the numbers yourself or run a business so that you can try it yourself. But that probably won't happen. So you can just leave a comment below and say, Sam, you're fucking full of shit. And then maybe I can put together an example to show you what I'm talking about. But before I do that, let me know down below in the comments if that would be valuable to you, or shoot me a DM on Instagram. It'll be the first link in the description. Now, the second link in the description is Amazon Associates. I'm documenting my journey of getting to $100 a day online. So if you use that link to go purchase something on Amazon, first, don't purchase anything you don't need. If you were already going to purchase something on Amazon, you click my link. It doesn't cost you anything. Literally, it just takes a small portion of that profit that Amazon was going to get and gives it to me. I have a series on my channel of how much money I'm making, how many clicks I'm getting, and all that data. So go check out that series. It's Amazon Associates, and I think there's a playlist on it. So you can check out exactly what I'm doing and how that is progressing. Also, I'm talking about how I'm growing my YouTube channel to remonetize the channel. So if you want to follow along with that, there's another series on that. I'm telling you what I'm doing, how I'm marketing it, etc., etc. So please go check those out. Or if you want to see something on fitness, I do a lot on fitness, and that is also where I mainly focus the Instagram channel on. So thank you so much for watching. On the way down to that description to tell me you would like a example, make sure you press that thumbs up button, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.